What's up, guys? Broke ass investor back. Make another video. Today's video, $100. How can you invest $100? Is that a lot of money? No, obviously. But typically, when you're just starting out, you have probably no money. Or even if you have money, you're not comfortable investing a lot of money. So $100, say a month, for example, is enough money for a beginner. If you're beginning, starting out with as little money as possible is the smartest thing you can do. Obviously, you want to start with some money, because if not, you have no really skin in the game. So starting with $100, less, more, whatever. The fact is, you're starting. Great job. That's more than most can say. So obviously, how to invest $100 is what today's video will be about. And a broke-ass investor like myself should know how to invest $100, because when I started off, 2 or 3 years ago, that's basically all I had, $100 at a time, $100 check, $100 a month, whatever. You invest what you can or what you're comfortable with. So before I get started, obviously I'm not a financial advisor, so do not take this as financial advice. This movie is for fun and entertainment. Although this is this is how I feel about investing so far. So any stocks that I'm talking about today, I actually do own. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is. This is not me just talking crap and what I think, is good, and, giving advice that I'm not necessarily acting on myself. So anyway, let's get started, right? If you're a beginner and you're not comfortable starting out investing, so you're probably going to start with a little money, right? Like $100. So this video is basically going to show you how to, when you put that $100 in, what do you do from there? So as you can see, I have a whole bunch of stocks here. What these stocks represent, and if you did see my video about how to invest $1,000, I apologize. Most of these stocks are repetitive, but I'm using these same stocks because these are stocks that I believe are safe for the long term. So they're also stocks that cover every single sector. So when you talk about diversification, whether you're investing in one or multiple later, you want to be diversified. So obviously, if you're a beginner, you're probably going to buy ETFs and crap like that, but you have to pay a fee for that. And the good thing about ETFs, yes, they're diversified ahead of time, but you have no control. So you're paying a fee and you have no control. If you're interested in buying individual stocks in the beginning, then take a look at these tickers and do the research yourself. But basically, this is a ticker from every single sector that each and every one I love for the long haul, and I own them for the long haul, and I'm gonna collect the dividend from them for the long haul. So we'll go through them real quick. AT&T, ticker symbol T. McDonald's, ticker symbol MCD. Procter & Gamble, ticker symbol PG. 3M, ticker symbol 3Ms. Apple, the iPhone company, AAPL. RPM International, RPM. And ExxonMobil, ticker symbol XOM. Main Street Capital, ticker symbol MAIN. AbbVie, ticker symbol ABBV. Apple Hospitality, the other Apple, it's a hotel company, ticker symbol APLE. And then Southern Company, ticker symbol SO. So again, these are companies that they're all in different sectors. So if you own a little of each of these companies, you're automatically diversified. Obviously, you're taking a high risk because you're investing in individual companies. Are these individual companies good? That's for you to do the research. Do I think they are? Hell yeah. Why else would I invest in them? They have, a great track record, most of these, being around for a long time, paying a dividend for a long time, increasing that dividend for a long time. So anyway, next to the ticker, I put the cost of each stock, and that was as of yesterday. So if you're watching this video, actually as of today when I'm posting it, Yes, obviously it's going to change. I think the market's actually up for the most part. So most of these will be a little more expensive based on the recent trade news. So stock market's been very good lately. Let's enjoy it. But obviously, yeah, that means it's more expensive to buy stocks. Boo-hoo. So I wrote down next to the price, a lot of new investors either have Robinhood or they have M1. So think of Robinhood as a brokerage where you cannot buy fractional shares. You can only buy full shares. Think of M1 as a brokerage where you can buy fractional shares. So you can look at this, one of two ways. And again, there's a lot of brokerages. I use these two examples because for the most part, a lot of newbies are using these. A lot of broke people are using these. And that's because they have free trades. Since about a month ago, a lot of big brokerages are offering free trades, free commission trades. So I know that's, a lot of these won't be used as much. They're going to offer other things to be competitive with the market. But, when Charles Schwab and Fidelity come out with commission-free trades and the platforms that they offer, it's really tough for Robinhood and M1 to compete against that. So, but again, I'm still going to use the example. Because Schwab, Fidelity, Merrill Edge, whatever. Actually, Merrill Edge still charges the damn commission, but some of them, not everyone lets you buy fractionals. So, again, we'll go with Robinhood at first, because that's what I use. So, if you're just starting off, again, you only have $100 a month for, it's going to take you a little longer to buy shares in Robinhood because you can only buy full shares. So in the example of AT&T, it's about $39 a share right now. So if you invest $100 a month, first month, you can buy 2 shares. Is that a lot? No, but it's enough. You're getting started, little by little by little, right? McDonald's, it's around $192 a share. You can't buy a share. What do you need? Patience. You wait a month, and until that next 100 comes in, and that paycheck, you have $200. Now you can buy a McDonald's share. So obviously you're losing out on any capital gain you could get before that, but you get the idea. So basically anything that's over $100 here, I put how long it's going to take you to buy a share. Apple, the iPhone company, again, $257 now. It's going to take you 3 months. If you're investing $100 a month, it's going to take you 3 months. But again, who cares? If you want to own the company, you wait and you buy it when you can afford it. Invest the money, leave it alone, and so be it. If you're just impatient, then buy the smaller shares, at first, anything that you can afford. Also, you may want to consider buying a value. So some of these stocks could be a hell of a lot more expensive and at their 52-week highs. So if you're just looking to buy it at a certain time, don't just buy it because you're ready to buy it. Buy it when it's a good value. And what determines a good value? Again, just a quick hint, look at the 52-week high and the 52-week low. How's it been performing? If it's closer to the high, obviously it's very expensive based on the prior year. So if it's more towards the low, or if you're checking, say, exactly the last month, maybe it's down 5%, 10%. Maybe that's not going to stick for a while, so you might want to buy it at that time. So, it all depends. You'll get used to how, if you watch and follow all of these stocks, you get used to what a good price is for all of them. And you can use things like the PE ratio for that as well. So that's how it would work for Robinhood when you're going to invest $100. Again, these companies, if you own all of these companies, you'll be diversified across sectors. There's also industries within sectors. So obviously you're not diversified across the individual sector. You'd want to dig into a little further, beyond that, because when you look at a company like maybe McDonald's, there's McDonald's, the consumer cyclical sector, but they're part of the restaurant industry. And there's other industries you might want to own in the consumer cyclical sector to be even more diversified. Me myself, I own about 33 different companies all across sectors. I try to keep it even. For the most part, some right now I'm kind of a sector high at, in some cases like REITs, just because of the higher yield and things like that. I know it's not smart, but that's just how it's set up right now. Right now I'm trying to evenly distribute it across all sectors and companies right now. So anyway, let's talk about M1. You could buy fractional shares on M1. You can actually make your own pie. What that means is you log in M1, you pick, okay, this is going to be my pie. My pie is all these stocks, right? And these 11 stocks. And every time you invest in that pie, it'll equally distribute, I guess, I don't use M1, I'm just going on assumption here. It'll distribute that money equally across every single share. I assume you have the option to go heavier in one, heavier, in the other, based on your deposits, but let's just assume you chose equal distributions. So in that case, you're going to deposit, you set up your pie in M1, and then you deposit your first 100. So it comes out to be what? About $9.09 towards each share. So in the example of AT&T, you already have almost a quarter share, 0.23. McDonald's, obviously, you have about a fifth. It's gonna take you quite a while. Again, this is rounded to the nearest hundredth, so you don't even have 1/10 there. So anyway, Procter and Gamble, you don't have a tenth there either. 0.08 of shares. 3M 0.05. However, if you look further down, you have APLE, $16 a share. So obviously $9 is more than half of that. You have 0.55 shares. So after the second month, you'll actually own a full share of APLE. So yeah, again, if you equally distribute this across all of these stocks, then you'll be diversified equally forever. But obviously, if you're going to invest in individual stocks, one stock in each sector is not necessarily safe, in my opinion, at least. So you may want to reconsider, adding to the pie. But this video is just to keep it simplified for new investors. And I can't stress this enough. If you're interested in investing and you have little to no money, that is the best time to start. So if you only have $100, deposit your $100. You don't have to move it around. You don't even have to buy anything, but just look around. But just to get I'm hoping this video could give you an idea of some of the safer stocks, like companies Coca-Cola. It's not on here, but still, Coca-Cola. Warren Buffett owns Coca-Cola, owned it forever. So you drink Coca-Cola. Do you think the company's going to be around forever? Maybe not forever. Maybe your lifetime. That's all you should care about, right? What about McDonald's? Yeah, it's freaking unhealthy. It's going to make you fat. But people love the damn place. Kids love it. They're always going to love it. Even older people, they're going to eat there, have a crappy day. I don't even give a crap. I'm going to McDonald's. I'm getting a Big Mac, right? Screw it. So people are just, they're going to eat there. And McDonald's owns a lot of real estate too. So there's a lot of factors to look at. But again, the point of this video is to show new investors how you can easily invest $100. Whether you're using, again, a brokerage like Robinhood that does not offer fractional shares. Boo-hoo, they don't offer fractional shares. Man up, save up the money, however long it takes, and then buy the full shares. And buy them at discount. If you buy them at discount, you can get more of those shares. But again, you'll learn how to do that in time. M1, when you're buying fractional shares, you're probably not timing the market, nor, you're not going to care because you're just going to buy a fraction each time. Boom, 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 boom. That's also, kind of a reason that I don't like fractional shares or dripping in general. Because when it buys those stocks, you could be buying on that 52-week high. So your average is going up and you're not really getting a great starting yield on cost. And I know I keep talking about yield and dividends. And I didn't even mention this in the beginning, but this strategy is based on investing in stocks that will pay you a dividend. And it's also under the impression that you're a long-term investor. Me personally, I invest only in stocks that pay dividends, and most of them increase their dividend year over year. So these stocks, not only do they need to be safe, do they need to be blue chip companies, do they need to be, companies that I think will be around my lifetime, but they have to increase their dividend. They just have to be companies I like and believe in. So that's basically how I came about on this list. I own a hell of a lot more stocks, but to me, if I had to pick, one from each sector, this is what it would look like. And obviously, even if you're a new investor, you know most of these companies. But you still have to do the research. Just because you like McDonald's food, I mean, hopefully you don't, but if you do like McDonald's food, you still need to do some research. What makes this a good company? Why would I put my money into this company? Just because the food's good and people are going to eat unhealthy for the rest of their lives? Or AT&T. Yeah, AT&T's been around forever and a day. Why am I going to invest in AT&T? Just because it's been around a while? It doesn't make any sense. So obviously that's why I need to do your own research. And even like if you look at all of these companies, as I mentioned, they increase their dividend year over year over year. And if you add up the consecutive years for all of these companies, they've combined for 355 years of consecutive increases. One of the main ones, Procter & Gamble, 62 years. 3M, 60 years straight. AT&T, 34 years straight. RPM, 44 years straight. So, I mean, come on. So also most of these they pay a quarterly dividend. So they pay, across different months, things like that. So the idea is, you buy a stock, you collect the dividend. You invest more money, you use that dividend, and you buy more stocks. And then you do the same thing, and then you repeat, and you repeat. And assuming you don't need this money, you don't need to touch it, and you're continuing to invest more money, eventually you get to the point where you just collect the dividend. I'm not going to reinvest the dividend. I'm going to live off this dividend. So that's the end goal. We all have an end goal. We're investing to use the money, right? That's the freaking point. So the end goal of investing is to use the damn money. And how a dividend investor usually their thought is they're just going to live off the dividend. So essentially the capital is never touched. It just sits there. And you just collect the dividend and collect the dividend. And if you're not investing it, obviously you're going to use it for fun, go on vacations when you're older. So anyway, I hope you understood what the hell I was talking about in this video. How to invest $100. $100 is plenty of money to start. So when I started, I had nothing. I had a free stock from Robinhood, and then I just played around until I got paid, and I put $50 in. And then, it was slow. Obviously it sucks in the beginning because you feel like it's gonna take forever, but you have to start, and then eventually your balance goes up, and you hit $1,000. You're like, oh shit, I'm doing good. And then you hit, $10,000. Oh my God. And then at that point you're like, okay, obviously I'm doing the right thing. I'm on my way, and you're learning a hell of a lot of things during the process. You may take out one of these companies because you decide, oh, that's too much risk for me. Like Maine maybe, or APLE. They may be too risky for you. They have a high yield, so you don't trust it. Things like that. But anyway, you get the gist. This is just a video. Again, I'm just a broke-ass investor giving some broke-ass advice. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If it can motivate at least one of you out there to start investing, then that will make me happy. So if you did enjoy this video, click the like. If you have any comment on any of these stocks or how you would invest $100, please leave a comment below. If this video sucked, please leave a comment telling me why. There you go, right? So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Later.